Okay, I'm going to be bringing Endeavor on.
Which pretty much just turns this into a New Game Plus run, minus the fact that we still have to do some RNG quests, which are insanely tedious. So today we'll just be showcasing just how strong and powerful this DLC is. The run starts as soon as I get to this final text box. I start giving the countdown. Alright. The run will start in 5,
Hold on,
4...
wait, hold on. Alright, go ahead.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you. I remembered to change the text beforehand. Basically, we're going to be starting off an unwinnable fight. Because we're level 1. Gotta hope they kill you in 3. Sometimes you'll survive and they'll get another turn. But that went fine. After that, we get some cutscenes, and then we instantly go and equip Neptune with the weapon and armor set that will just pretty much make her invincible, even to late game final bosses. And that's it. Now we go to the guild. We get the tutorial quest. Kill 5 doggers. The first one always has 2. So you gotta hope that the second doggo will give you 3, or else, specifically in New Game where you have no eject buttons or taboo staffs, you'll have to waste time to leave the dungeon and come back. So it wastes a lot of time. So we're already starting off strong on that RNG. And perfect RNG. Right after that, the story at the moment is that Neptune just lazing around, not knowing how to be a CPU, so his star goes and makes Neptune and Nepgear go to all the other nations to try and learn how to be a CPU. We start things off with Vert. There's really no specific order. I always just start with Vert and end with Noir, because Noir is a straight shot, or last station is a straight shot from Planet Neptune. During each of these visits, Vert doesn't really help much on teaching. Blonde with Rom and Rem doesn't really help much, and then you come here and Noir's not even here. So we had just returned to Planet Neptune, pretending that we learned something by me going to the wrong area. I wasn't paying attention. That is my bad. Alright, now we return. We hear word of a rebel group passing out flyers telling everyone to join a cause to get rid of the CPUs. So we have to go and stop that disruption. Don't really need increased accuracy, but why not? But when we get here, we find out it's really just one lone person, and all the flyers he's handing out aren't really doing anything because they're not accepting them. Well, he was just in a bad spot. Failed to run. And after playing so many different games that all have a different running way to run away, I forgot how to run. Okay, always on the way out here, I changed my battle formation. So now whenever we get in an encounter, we can run easier. Alright, a lot of shenanigans happen in this cutscene. You return home. Everything's all happy again, even though you start still mad at Nep. A mysterious figure appears and turns that rebel, or gives that rebel something that she has no idea what it is. She disappears. The next day, Neptune is forced to go out and do some work, wants Nepgear to go with her, but Nepgear says, nope, you. So now we're forced to go and do work all by herself. Which is a mistake. Nepgear should know better than sending Neptune outside by herself, because that's never a good recipe. Come over here because chance of a drop that we'll need later. We didn't get it. And here we find her, who is now imbued with that mysterious thing, like stuff, so strong that it just sends Neptune to another dimension where we will meet our other main protagonists of this game. It's a moment you've all been waiting for. We get Plutia and a Nawaru. And now that we got Plutia, it was voted in by Hexy to make her the main character and just listen to the sounds of her non-obnoxious and pretty sounding slippers for the rest of this game. But now that we have them on our team, time to equip them with the only things they'll need for the rest of the game. And now we're basically good to go to we can probably even fight the final boss right now if it was a skip. But sadly, we still got a game to play beforehand. We got another RNG boss quest. We can get it in 2 fights if we get a 2 and a 3 or a 3 and a 3, but we're gonna hope. Actually, no, this is a new game. We can get it now. Basically, what we're doing here is hoping for a mysterious halo. We didn't get it. We're going to be grinding almost every monster in this dungeon, looking for some specific drops for quests we need later. Joystick just flicked, and that will happen a lot. Alright, we're looking for mysterious halo and a bowl. Did we get any of them? We got the begging bowl, 1 of 2. We got 1 of 6 total items needed. Give me the other bowl. Nope. This guy, we need tree steps, so the enemy will give us some tree steps, hopefully. The drop rate in this game is obnoxiously stupid. Negative sap. Alright, we got 2 of 6 items. We need another sap, another bowl, and 2 halos. This is the most grindy part of the game. Alright, we got the other sap. We just need 3 more items. Wait. The tree is up there. We don't need to go up there no more. Alright. Come on, bowl. Give me a bowl. And the halo, that will work too. But we got the item from the one monster we didn't need an item from. Because that's how RNG works in this game. Alright, we got 1 halo, so we need 1 halo and 1 bowl. We'll even come back to respawn. This is in the ballpark of your average luck. But it's starting to get pretty bad. It would be good if we get the other 2 drops right here. We got the bowl, we just need the halo. Yeah, in that case, we'll just leave the dungeon and come back and fight the angel until we get the halo. Bless RNG, come on. Nope. Oh, come on. And we got him. All right, we're done. That was some bad luck, but it's over for now. We got some more coming up in later chapters, but for now, it's ogre. So now we're in this dimension with these new characters trying to teach Neptune how to be a CPU. She tries to tell him that she is a CPU. She learns that she can't transform in this dimension. The Ultra Dimension works a different way from the Hyperdimension, where you're just born that way in Hyperdimension. In Ultra Dimension, all you gotta do is just find an item and some sort of stone, and it'll transform you into a CPU. So until Neptune finds that stone, she is just a bland human. Now we're going to meet the first of the 7 sages. Now we're going to meet the best Histoire. Good old mini Histoire. She's so adorable. Now Noir is going to separate from us because she wants to go train by herself, but Plutia and Neptune are like, nope, we're going with you. So we had, so she gets separated from us, and we meet back up with her. Now that we met up with her, she's back on the team. She doesn't even fuss and fight. Like, hey, I wanted to train by myself. You did? That's how all Neptunia games work. They quickly forgive and forget. And just for some background noise from you. Kangaroo no yoni. Alright, I will quit there because that is giving me a headache. This is normally an unwinnable fight, but thanks to strong weapons, she dies in 3 hits. Now coming up is an unskippable CG where we get to see the entire body of everyone's favorite goddess holding a dead rat iris heart. And now it just so happens that R4 and Pirachu, who we met up with, as you saw earlier, they were collecting those stones that turned you into goddesses. So after beating Pirachu, Irisheart just took the stones and threw them to Noir and Neptune. So now we've got a triple playset. Oh crap! I'm still not used to Plutia not having any skills. Plutia does not get a single attacking skill until level 10, which is the most silliest thing. But that just be how it is sometimes. New Game with DLC is so similar to New Game Plus that I just forget sometimes that I'm not level 500. Have some free fan service, guys. If you didn't get your fill of it from the Super Nep RPG run earlier, I'm glad to give you some more. Alright. Now that Noir is a CPU, she starts her own nation. Don't ever believe what her nation is called. Last Station. So now, we ain't seen them in a long time. Plutia and Neptune miss her, so we're gonna have to go visit her. But now that I completely forgot to do it in that last dungeon, I'll go ahead and do it in this dungeon, get Plutia %. And in this game, it probably is other Nep games as well. The closer your character is to the camera, the louder their footsteps are. So here's what Hexy voted in for you guys. Make sure to thank them in the chat. Sadly, I won't be able to keep the camera close to all the time because some dungeons are hard to traverse without getting an encounter. So I'll go ahead and zoom out now. In this fight, there's a little mini boss house set up by the 7 sages. Basically, to keep these CPUs from entering last station. We don't want the CPUs to interact with each other. It's one of their plans that ends up failing miserably. A new game that's actually a pretty challenging fight, even though it's just one lone common dragon, mini dragon. But, you know, strong DLC is strong. Now coming up, Noir's just gonna, because this is a game about teaching things, Noir's gonna be trying to teach Pluto and Neptune how to properly run their nation. But first we gotta get a lot of cutscenes where we'll get something that is absolutely not used in New Game with DLC, but it is used in New Game. The scouting system, aka the most stupidest invention in Neptunia history. Not invention, but design choice. Now we gotta tell Histoire that, hey, we learned some stuff. Even though it was only learning stuff about the scouting system, and that's not exactly what Histoire wanted them to learn. Scouting system's worse, in my opinion, than the healing system, yes. At least you can make the odds of healing yourself 100%. You can't choose your odds of the scouting system. Alright, now that we got Nora on our team, she's going to teach us how to do stuff by giving us an absurdly stupid monster drop quest. Where we gotta kill the crystal beasts until we get their drop 3 times. Because that's one way to teach other people how to be a true goddess. So basically we just gotta go around and destroy this enemy until we get his drop item 3 times. Could take forever, or it might not. And yes, those enemies, even with our absurdly strong weapons, they do take some multiple hits. So what I will be doing is, in this very particular order, I'll be fighting that one first, but not fighting him second. I'll be going down here to fight this one second. Reason being, I will explain in a second. None! 2 fights in and we don't get a single drop. That is basically what this quest is. No drops the quest. Wrong item. But the reason we do this one last is because it's a warp point right back here where we can just start over. No, cardboard box? Come on, that's 4 fights without a drop. This is already bad. The average of getting all 3 of them is about 10 to 12 fights. So we're still on average, unless the next fight gives no drop. Okay, we have two skulls, or golems. That means double the chance for a drop, which doesn't really do anything in Neptunia. Oh! Ooh! Okay, it can if it wants to. It gave us two, so all we need is this one more. My bet is 3 more fights to get that one more. Just to let you guys know, that was extremely lucky. That's something you want to see in an actual run. Hello? Fine, I'll skill. It'd actually be perfect for this one to have it because I'm closer to the exit. Oh, and we got it. Okay. We got it in 7, which is above average. We did good. Now the rest of this dungeon is just really nothing too special. We'll come across a CPU from another nation. And everyone's can probably guess which CPU it is. Yeah, that's one of the biggest changes between Victory and Rebirth 3 is just complete overworld layout in general. That and the EXE system is locked to 100 skill uses before you can use your EXE in Rebirth 3, which makes this game better in that regard. Actually, I just like this game better in almost every regard, but Rebirth 3 does have its moments. And by the way, the spoiler is the CPU from another nation was Whiteheart. But now the Seven Sages are causing some ruckus in another part of Last Station, so we gotta go and stop that. Alright, we got our first decently hard to dodge enemies coming up. There's 2 different ways you can take that. I took the safest way. Those enemies can go faster than you can walk. So if they hone in on you and you're decently close to them, there's no outrunning them. There's no jump trick like in V2, where if you jump at a very specific distance from the enemy will just stop trying to chase you. Now we're getting my favorite of the 7 Sages. Copy paste. I just like them so much. I feel bad for taking them out here. But it's still so early in the game that Iris Heart does not have an attacking skill, so we have to rely on Purple Heart and Black Heart. This is my first time hearing this game in Japanese, by the way, so I have no idea what any of the characters are going to sound like, any of the bad guys are going to sound like. Overall, this was a really good chapter. Those crystal skulls were really good. Marathon luck did not affect chapter 2. Alright, in chapter 3, Noir is pouting and talking about her visit with Whiteheart. Plutia gets pissed. She goes all sadist mode, transforms Noir into a robot, so she has to leave our team for a little bit. And during that time, we have to go kill a dragon, because we gotta pass time somehow. And that dragon just so happens to be on the station. I think we have a skill now? Okay, we do. She has her skill now. It takes to the end of chapter 2 on a victory speedrun to reach level 10. And now Noir snapped out of it. Only thing she knows is that she wants to go to Louis, because that's what Plutia instilled into her head when she turned into a robot. So now we gotta go to Louis, and in order to go to Louis, for some reason we have to go to last station first. I forgot the exact reasoning they use, if they even use a reasoning. Now that sounds adorable. Whee! She won't say it again. There it is. Just trying to get her to say it again. I was just about to mention, if you guys think you've seen this dungeon before, you have, but you didn't see this part of it, did you? Now we are in Louis, and we run into another CPU that no one but Neptune knows who it is. When she goes to accidentally spoil it in her fourth wall breaking self, first all like, no. But coming up, we're about to enter a maze-like dungeon, which can take a while to memorize and get used to. It's not too bad though once you finally learn it. And shoutouts to some good dungeon music here. Definitely sounds like some music you'd hear if you were in a maze dungeon, in my opinion. Gotta watch out for that bit. He will always, just not always, but most of the time, just almost get in contact with you if you're not careful. those enemies always notice you once you walk past them, so you should never get into an encounter with them. But now, at the end of this, as we come to the end of this dungeon, we have to fight Lady Whiteheart. I apologize every time. I don't want to have to utterly defeat and embarrass my lady, but for progression, we got to. And just like every other boss before her, 2 hits, 2 to 3 hits anyway. Now we meet Mr. Barrett, another of the 7 sages that just comes out and says, "Oh hey, I'm evil guy. I was pulling the ropes behind Louis this whole time. I told Blonde to go down there and meet up with you, Noir. Ha ha ha, mohaha. My name is original and stuff." Now we have Blonde on our team. We don't need Blonde on our team. Sadly, I'd say it. She's kind of useless until later. But even then, she's not really too much. Because in the speedrun, all you need is Neptune and Plutia. Realistically, no one else. And the game just... What? that wasn't even close to what an encounter looks like. Ruined an otherwise perfect Chapter 3. Now we're in a maze part 2. Not as bad as the first one. It has like one enemy, which is a boss, that can't detect you and move towards you, but it does move really slowly. He can get in your way. And it has one common enemy that can get in your way. We'll hope neither of them happen. There's that boss, he's very far from the doors. And the common enemy after him, yeah, we're fine. Now we come to the fight with Mr. Barrett himself.
私を怒らせた。さて、いつでも行けるわ。いつでも行けるわよ。
Whoops.
私で終わりにしてやるぜ。
なんたることじゃ。
That was the end of chapter 3. Here begins chapter 4. The first thing we do is a monster kill quest. It's not too bad. We don't have to rely on any drops. Okay, go back into Maze 1. And defeat any of the skeleton enemies. You gotta kill 5 in all. Hoping that this one will, they can either have 1 or 2. This one has 2, so that's a good start. I'm gonna go over here. We got 2 again. Really good RNG. Now we'll just go back way over here, and he should be respawned by the time we arrive. We're close to it. Yep, there it is. So you can have 1 or 2. Either way, this was perfect. He was on a mission. Yeah, now we're introduced, in this chapter we're introduced to the children, Child IF, Child Compa, and a new child, Pishi. They finally found a way back home. Neptune is about to go. But their plot is foiled, and you'll never guess who foils their plot. It is none other than Nepgear. Now that she's back, she gets to watch over the children while we go and visit Vert and Leanbox. Because there was stories told about how a fourth nation has appeared and we gotta go and investigate. After we investigate, we learn it's just an otaku who loves games and also loves making fun of flat-chested people, which really makes Blonde mad. So we have to leave before things spiral out of control. Now, Nepgear actually joins our team because she's in a good mood. But she only has one use, and it's not even being in the party. We're going to remove Blonde and put Nepgear on Plutia for one very specific reason. She has the partner skill that breaks the damage limit, so now Plutia is our most overpowered character. So now with Neptune's standard ability of breaking the damage limit, and Plutia can break the damage limit, and Noir having a multi-hitter skill, this is a recipe for absolute carnage and destruction. Bert surprises everyone back at this Planetune Basilicom. She goes and she makes everyone mad and steals Nepgear and gotta go and get her back. Fight coming up, it's a 1v2. Vert has Nepgear, turns Nepgear on her side. But thankfully they stand like really close together. Plutia's AoE skill just utterly obliterates anything it touches. And that's exactly what you're going to see with a very bad wolf spawn. Okay, he moved.
あなたなんか一瞬で倒してやるわ。私の番ね。私のさーてどうしようかしら。はい終わり。お姉ちゃんごめんね。レベルアップね。
So sad that she lost. It's unfair. We cheated. But then a soldier comes up and say, "Hey, you got someone causing a disruption in your nation. So, you know, just like a couple of chapters ago, you gotta go and find out what it is." But first, it's time to put Nepgear back as Lydia's partner. Turns out that it was two of the seven sages causing this disruption, just like chapter 2. We got copy paste, and just like in chapter 1, we got R4, because R4 just won't learn her lesson.
私の番ね。こんなバカな。レベルアップです。
Gotta get that group selfie together. Alright, in chapter 5, all the sages decide to go out and cause some mayhem across the nations, which separates all the characters, Blackheart, Greenheart, and Whiteheart. But we don't need them anyway. We have Plutia and Neptune, that's all we need. This would be this will be the chapter that starts the deciding factor on if you get normal, good, or true in by gathering extra items. But we'll just be skipping everything because this is just normal in. First, we'll be visiting Lean Box. We'll be basically doing the same order that we did in Chapter 1 when we were visiting the other nations to learn how to be a CPU. Lean Box, La Wii, and then La Station, because La Station is a straight shot from Clampton. One shot all three of these with the AoE skill. First 7 sages up for fighting is... I think there's an eject button over here. I'm just gonna go over here just to remind myself if it is. There is. That has suddenly popped into my head. So now we're gonna save time. Later. But yeah, the first boss up for a fight is Mr. Bird. Didn't learn his lesson in chapter 3. Probably be faster to remove Vert from the party. I'll try remembering to do that in the next run. Alright, now that that's done, Greenheart leaves. On to the next city in distress. Help good old Whiteheart, but while we're here, we're going to be fighting some of the old men common enemies and hope to get 2 old men's pathos for a quest later. We don't have to grind it out now, but it will be very, very time savvy if we can get the old man's pathos in this first visit, because it will waste a lot of time having to come back. Sadly, there's only 2 that's not too far out of the way. There's 3 total, but the third one is just way over there. Come on, come on! Oh, we got 1! That's a good start. I would love for RNG to give me another. Oh boy, baby, a triple. We got it. We got it. Perfect. As you can tell by now, copy paste was Louise, 7 sages causing trouble. The slow death cry. I could tell even in Japanese that was pretty slow. Save a lot of time by ejecting out of here. Now we go to the station. We see a new 7 sage we haven't seen before. Is causing the ruckus here. This time we don't actually need to remove Noir because she is the strongest of all the useless 3. Thanks to her weapon. But she does not have the damage limit break. So she still has a limit to her power. Those lovely slipper sounds, I'm telling you. Right here we will be introduced to some jamming bits. We're gonna hope to see the skill jammer first. I'm gonna attempt to do a trick where you can interrupt a death cry and suddenly end the fight if you have an any death. Do the death cry and then you kill the last remaining bit while he's doing it. You will save a couple of seconds because his whole death cry will just go silent. It's a bit more difficult to set up on New Game of DLC.
どの子に相手し
やっと私の番ね。
どの子に
いつでも行けるわよ。はい、終わりに。
Ah! She didn't target an any death with that skill for some reason. Oh well. Not too much of a time loss. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention we're pretty much done with any major RNG drops wise for the rest of the run. There's still 2 more quests left that have some RNG to them, but that's about it. So we pretty much survived all the stupid RNG. We even had a way above average for a marathon run. It's going to be hard to beat this. I'm going to remove... I think it's Blonde that's on the team. Oh, yep. I'm going to mess up while doing it, but that's okay. We get back home, we learned that the children have been kidnapped. Come on, I was a million miles away from them! Hitboxes in victory or something else. Alright, for anyone who knows all the other NEP games, we're going to get a reference to the Mark II and the Hyperdimension. It turns out that Pirachu, or R4 walks away from Pirachu, Pirachu gets sweet-talked by Compa. Compa starts crying and Pirachu just falls in love. That's a reference to Mark II, where he falls in love with Compa after seeing her for the first time. And yes, I say Pirachu no matter which version I play, because it will always be Pirachu in my heart. I like the sound of Pirachu better than Warichu. And now we're about to get everyone's favorite cutscene. Get your narrow scares and your terror feeds ready. Because we're about to get a scarred if up in here. That was probably the fastest pyramid I've ever seen. I'm proud of you, Z. Alright, in Chapter 6, the first thing we do is turn in that Oman's Pathos quest that we conveniently collected in the last chapter. Now we go back for it. Kupo Kitty quest. This quest has the highest chance of giving you the perfect RNG of any quest in the game, but it can still give you bad RNG. We're hoping to see 3 right off the bat, so it's guaranteed perfect RNG. Oh, we're starting off with 2, so it's not guaranteed to have perfect RNG. Oh, and there it is. There's a 3. We got perfect RNG. We are 4 for 4. Or, my bad, 3 for 3 on perfect RNG quests for the boss kills or monster kills. Now we gotta go to the Basilicom because the 7 Sages is coming up with another ingeniously evil plot to kidnap Pishi, which at the end of the last chapter, she found one of those stones that turned her into a CPU, and only the 7 Sages knows that she is now a CPU. So they're going to go and teach her how to become a CPU. And then after this is our final monster kill quest in the run. This one is the most difficult to get good RNG, but we'll try. We gotta get 5 of each of the male and female ghosts, the Pac-Man ghosts. You will hear me counting it out loud as I get them. Two male, 2 female. Four female, 3 male. This guy only contains male Pac-Man ghosts. Alright. Not the perfect RNG, but it's all good once this guy respawns. There's you some free fan service, guys. Enjoy these 5 panty shots. That's for being a beautiful crowd. Oh god, I almost attacked and there's not a female. That's the first time I've ever not seen a female in this one. Yeah, so that was average. 4 is average. It can be 3 or 5 as most, and 3 at minimum. We get back and learn some info that will take us back to the Wii dungeon called the Metroid Shelter. That's where we got yet another 7 Sage just causing some disruption because they just won't learn their lesson. No matter how many times you beat them. We are in Underverse, or I mean. Metroid Shelter. Underverse was Mark II. It's a rematch with Mr. Bad and the Blobs, the Bugs.
覚悟す
Oh, I was able to do that trick I was talking about with a nanny death to Mr. Bad there. Killed the bug as he's doing his death cry. Skips his death cry completely. Now we run into a mysterious new CPU. These characters have no idea who she is right now. But us as the players, we can figure it out. If you paid attention to the story up to this point. Also, best boss theme in the game, in my opinion. Got unlucky with her using the move that does knockback on Neptune. And that theme is over, so sad-faced that it doesn't last long enough. We beat her, but it's one of those fights where everyone's like, oh my god, she's too strong. She goes and blows up, releasing tons of energy, just knocking everyone out. We're too weak, we can't do anything to her right now, so we just gotta go and hide. Which is basically what happens. Everyone just hides. It's because I'm on fire, Z-Fresh. I still haven't been put out since yesterday's opener. So if all goes correctly, any of you sub 128 betters have won the bet. Alright, some time has passed. We hid with our tails tucked between our legs. It's about time for us to go do something about this new yellow heart problem. But instead of doing things right away, we're gonna do a mob elimination quest. Best music in the game. I love Acrylic Wall. I'm gonna shut up and just listen to it. Alright, now that this dungeon theme is over. This dungeon is a lot longer on New Game as opposed to New Game Plus, because if you had a jump, the thing that extends your jump, you'll be able to beat the dungeon in about 5 seconds. But sadly you cannot do that on here. Now on this exact same dungeon that's in V2, you can beat the dungeon in 5 seconds even without the jump item, because they changed your jump height in V2, where your normal jump is as high as the jump in Victory 1 with the jump item. But that's a good thing because we get to hear more of that theme, and I am okay with that. For some reason, this is the only quest that you just don't have to turn in. You go straight to Basocom. The game doesn't even care. But after this cutscene here, it's time to go back to I said it again, Louis Metroid Shelter and kill a mini-boss. A mini-boss, it's one of those strong monsters for a quest. This guy will take a good, decent number of turns. He has a lot of health. Even New Game Plus can struggle to kill him fast sometimes. Oh yeah, no eject. Still have New Game Plus on my mind. Alright, and guess what? The Seven Sages still hasn't learned their lesson because they went and kidnapped If. Poor If. She just kidnapped twice. She gets scarred for life by Iris Heart. The Ultra Dimension IF is just not having a good life. We have to go rescue her. And, you know, we're in a completely new dungeon. You guys have definitely not seen this dungeon yet. Especially for the 4th or 5th time so far. That flower is in a good place. That flower enemy could just block you and block you insanely hard right there if he wanted to. He doesn't have to try too hard. Alright, now coming up is one of my favorite cutscenes. I always talk about it. Poor Pikachu's been scarred by Iris Heart this whole game. But he sees that his partner R4 is in trouble, so he's like, you know what? I'll go and fight him. Maybe if it's just me and them, they'll just look at this and just you know what? We'll leave you alone. But the CPU's like, nah, dude, we're gonna fight you. And he's like, oh shit. That didn't work as planned. But his saving grace is he's ridiculously fast and really hard to hit most of the time on a standard new game run. But thanks to our overpowered gear, we can still miss, but he is a cakewalk. So Pier 2, you tried. You tried Pier 2. You are my favorite of the two Hyperdimension and Ultradimension Pier 2s. He has the highest agility stat of anybody in the game. Even the final boss, if I remember correctly. The true end final boss, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that. But his speed status, or his agility stat, is something like 1,111. Which, for this point in the game, unless you grinded like an insanity, you will never go first in that fight. Alright, we're basically home free now. This is probably going to be, I think, the first ever PB in this marathon, unless there's a PB while I was asleep. We're going to be PBing by about 3.5 minutes or more, which is also a world record. It was a pretty good run, even for marathon standards. Oh, you did? GG on that? I didn't even know. I would have GG'd you earlier.
いたずらごこ
やっと私の番ね。
最適化した行動
一気に決めた。もう始め。
ま、最初から分かってたことだけど。
Yep, Maddie got the peanut butter and I got the jelly, so now we got the peanut butter jelly sandwich. He was the PB, I was the PB / world record. Good fight. Alright, we only have one fight left in this game. And that's in the next chapter. This is the end of chapter 7. And chapter 8 is the shortest chapter of this run. In a New Game Plus, it's actually the second shortest chapter in the whole game. So it's only about a little over 2 minute long chapter in this category. As we just go to a dungeon, or we start out with a cutscene, go to a dungeon, and do a fight, and that's it. That's all there is. Alright, we're gonna PB about almost 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Yeah, get ready on time. We're less than 2 minutes away, Z. First time entering Eden, which is the country ruled by Yellowhot. Right now we're about a minute away. Even though we started so rough, almost 2 minutes lost in chapter 1. This is a strong finish. Let's get them peanut butters. Time is really, really soon.
一気に決めさせてもらう。さて、どうしよう。一気に決めさせてもらう。さて、一気に決めさせて。
And time. That took one extra hit.
障害排除。ミッションコンプリート。
And Z Fresh was in the wrong chat. We'll have to change that to 126.50. I'll do it since I can see my splits on this end. Probably doesn't change anything, but let's see, did it change any of the top 3? No. And that's it for this run. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this run. It is a rather simple run. If there's a run I would highly suggest, like as a gateway entrance run for any of the PS3 trilogy, it would definitely be, oh excuse me, I'm sorry, Victory, New Game, or New Game Plus, as it is the easiest to set up, or New Game with DLC. New Game by itself is not a gateway speedrun. I don't recommend it at all. Don't do it, ever, even if you are a pro. But New Game Plus and New Game with DLC, it's the easiest of all 3 of them. Although you can rival vanilla New Game Plus in with it. It's not too bad to set that up either. But yeah, it's really fun. I highly, highly suggest it. This was the Neptunia game that got me into speedruns. And maybe someday one of you guys will feel like running it and we get some more runners for it. But that's it for me, so thank you all, and we'll turn it back over to Z to turn it over to an intermission.